What band is that?
Damaged by you, damaged
That's what we've been
by me. I'm confused, confused.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, hey.
Hey, we're all
Hi,
still alive
guys.
here.
Yeah,
Had a little hiatus, didn't we?
we did.
Again.
Season 3.
It's always, yeah, cheers.
Season 3 in the mist.
The start of season
It's a
3.
Slayer joke.
I got it.
Isn't seasons
Oh,
usually...
wait, fuck. It's in the abyss, not the mist.
Isn't
Close enough.
Aren't
Fuck.
seasons usually like yearly, not every 3
Who
months?
the fuck cares?
Yeah, a season is every 3 to 4
I don't
months.
know.
That's why
We've
we
been
have 4 of
watching-
them a year.
My bad.
Yeah, we're coming up on a year of doing this. I don't know if you
did
guys
this
remember. We
year.
started recording around this time last year.
Happy anniversary, guys.
Yay.
What's the first year anniversary gift? Paper?
Popcorn.
Myrrh.
Myrrh?
But yeah. Well, why were we not recording for the last few weeks, Reggie?
Oh, I got COVID. I got COVID. That whole thing. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was quite an interesting situation. I remember like when you first like it first became an issue because like we had a guest artist coming in and all that stuff, and I was like, well, shit, this is gonna totally throw a wrench in everything if we have to shut down again. But
Yeah.
you did the smart thing and didn't come into work like for
I
a
did
while.
not.
So
Stay home.
Everybody just stay home and stop licking doorknobs. It'll be okay.
Don't do cocaine off of the back of toilets and bars.
The days for
Isn't that the
have
cool thing to
passed.
do, though?
Doing that.
No, but I know that you know people who do.
Okay, yeah.
That's a
COVID,
I-
isn't that the COVID challenge? Isn't that what that is?
I think so.
When I worked at NCI,
Oh
I
my
was
God.
in training with 2 girls, and they went to the bathroom and came back, and they were like, there was some white powder on the little trash can in the bathroom, so we rubbed it on our teeth, but nothing happened. I'm like, that's where people throw tampons. Why would you
it was
do
like
that?
The fucking cleaning crew left Comet in there or something.
Yes.
Meanwhile,
That
they
sounds
walk
like a
back-
very NCI thing. I did also work there at one point.
Meanwhile,
so.
they walk in and they're just blue teeth
Yeah.
from the Ajax.
Could you imagine if it was ketamine and they just went,
Or if it was like heroin or something.
they just fucking like fall into their own shit? Jesus. Spinning around your own head for 3 hours.
Get into a K-hole at
Yeah.
work.
Special K.
It's like that fucking formaldehyde sequence from like Fear and Loathing.
Yeah.
Like on the outside, it look like you're hammered. On the inside, it is a nightmare.
Oh, NCI.
Well, yeah, so that's why we didn't record for so long.
Yeah.
though.
And
Wait,
that's also why
what
we
was the
don't work
COVID
there.
challenge? There's got to be a more effective.
I think it was
joke.
like licking a fucking toilet seat or something stupid like that. You know,
Yeah.
dumb shit that 20-year-olds did when COVID
Yeah.
first started.
Yeah.
Like,
I
oh,
think
you're
the
scared of
person
this
that
shit.
did that got COVID, and I'm like, that's probably the least of the
Share
things
some.
they caught.
Share your Tide Pod
Yeah.
around the fraternity.
See how many chicks you can get with COVID to give you a blowjob. Be like, my dick had COVID like 5 times, bro.
Do you think that the people that ate Tide Pods are now immune to COVID? Like they knew we were making fun of them this whole fucking time, and they knew.
Well, I'm surprised we didn't have a Tide Pod problem after Trump was like, I don't know, eat bleach. Have you
Inject it.
tried injecting yourselves with
Sunlight?
sterilizer?
No, it was sunlight.
Is our house on?
it was sunlight and bleach.
There are sunlight treatments in which we can shoot gamma radiation at people. Not enough to turn them into the Hulk, but
This isn't like liver cancer.
dude, it was Trump like 6 months ago. That guy saying anything was a possibility.
Was that one of the last episodes we had was the political one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was before the William Blake episode, right?
Yep.
This episode was actually supposed to be slated, which would have been awesome in the middle of like November because
Yeah.
he refused to lose and still refuses to
He
lose.
still does.
What do you mean? Today is January 5th. Tomorrow is the Electoral College vote, and it still is going on.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I don't know. I don't think Georgia found 20,000 votes like he needed.
11,870.
Yo, dog. You remember that time I fronted you a cheeseburger? You can't find me them 11,000 votes, dude. Kind of sucks who you get to consider friends, man. That sucks, man.
People from the FBI that are thinking about opening a criminal investigation into him are actually saying this is probably worse like fraud, voter fraud, than what Nixon did when they try to impeach him.
Like to come right
Like
out
Watergate?
and ask, like, hey, can you do me a favor and, I don't know, cheat?
Yeah, they're saying that this is worse than the entire Watergate scandal.
That's awesome. Great.
Yeah, they also say he's Hitler, but he hasn't exterminated 6 million people yet, so whatever.
Yeah.
Emphasis on the yet.
Yeah.
If he did, it would be out of stupidity, like telling them to inject bleach.
Yeah.
'Cause he's fucking stupid.
But anyway, enough politics.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not done yet. We're going into punk rock art today.
Well, yeah, that is the topic today, punk rock art. But first, let's plug our socials and stuff.
Okay.
I'm, let me see if I remember how to do this. I'm Josh Ruff, joshruff.com, at joshruff.com and all the things. Yeah, www.joshruff.com. And I have a cool T-shirt out with Black Hope Curse right now,
nice.
so go buy one. BlackHopeCurse.com.
Hi, guys. Reggie Hinks here, at Reggie Inks on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I like to draw and paint, and I make tattoos. And I actually have it set up where I now have a Patreon account set up, Patreon.com/Reggie Inks, and I'll send you a postcard once a month with one of my illustrations on it.
Oh, that's rad.
Ooh.
I'm Christina Maslar. I'm at Christina_Maslar on Instagram, I think. Am I? Is that where I am?
Yeah, that's where you are.
Hyphenated or
Okay.
underscored?
Yeah.
Unless you changed it
I'm
since
on
the last time.
Facebook too, and I'm here most of the time. Or at home. You can find me there.
Don't
And-
come to our house.
And then there's Crucible Gallery. I help with that sometimes.
I'm Bam Maslar, co-owner of Crucible Gallery that she mentioned, www.crucibleartgallery.com. We have a show up right now with Martin Darkside and Shane Isaacowski, and just launched currently Holy Charlatan, www.holycharlatan.com.
That's your T-shirt and clothing thing, right?
Yeah, new T-shirt clothing, which
Cool.
for anyone interested, Josh is the new male model.
Apparently I am.
Yeah.
Why? I'm like way better looking than that guy.
Because you were in
Dude,
lockdown.
hold on a second. Let me show you my modeling face. It's right here.
Because I needed photos and you were in lockdown.
We don't want to lock
Wait,
down
hold on a
photos,
second.
man.
You can't lock down blue steel.
Zoolander joke. I like it.
Fine. You can model the fanny packs.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So if anyone got stimulated this week, spend some money on artwork.
Or T-shirts.
Yeah.
Or tattoos. We do those
All
too.
those things.
Paintings.
Or beer, because our sponsor.
Yeah. Look,
Oh.
yeah. We forgot the North Brewery, our lovely
Make sure
sponsor.
make sure to drink away your feelings.
Yes.
Sometimes I don't want to feel feelings anymore.
By the way, anybody got a bottle opener to get these ones open?
I do.
I don't. So that's good.
The only
As a
person,
mess-
the only person here who doesn't drink
Is the one? Yeah, the one who doesn't drink has the bottle opener.
pulls out a bottle opener. Sweet.
I'm an enabler.
Just out of curiosity, what do you use that for?
Soda
Stab
pop.
bitches.
Hey, this is mine. You took it from me.
And it's a North Brewery one, too.
It is.
Oh, great branding there. Look at that.
Shit.
Did you
I don't know.
take it from me because you were concerned with how much I was drinking?
No, my keys happen to be on there with my weaponized dildo. Butt plug. Whatever that is.
Clavicle puncher.
Yeah, that one.
And tomorrow night we're filming a reaction video where Bam or I are rock, paper, scissors to see who is to put that in their butt. Come on, scissors!
We're not scissoring.
You ever do that mental fake out with rock, paper, scissors somebody? Just yell the wrong thing. Just yell what you're not going to throw. Be like, come on, motherfucker. Scissors. Scissors. Scissors.
Well, the only person I ever played that with is 9 years old, so I don't think it really matters.
It'll confuse the shit out of her, though, which might be amusing.
Or for some reason she thinks this means scissors.
Oh, God. That just reminds me of the old couple who sat on the same side of the table like psychopaths, and then their friend came to visit them at the restaurant and was talking about her haircut, but kept calling it scissoring. It was the best dinner of my life.
Oh, I got the best scissoring before dinner.
I just got
I
such
looked
good
so
scissoring.
good after getting scissored. Well, scissor me timbers. She was a nice lady.
So so we're drinking some Big Bad Leather Daddy from the North Brewery.
Do you wanna read
stop
the
on
side of
down
the
there, guys.
bottle,
They
or-
are open.
You want me to read the bottle?
No.
Don't do that.
We
We
would
will
lo-
get flagged.
We'll get flagged and probably lose a lot of followers. But
Yeah, I think what you're supposed to do on YouTube now is be a good boy for like the first 10 minutes of your video. Otherwise, YouTube tends to bump it down in the algorithm, I guess. So,
I said the
we're
D
already
word.
at the bottom. So
Yeah.
let's not worry about it.
no, we just hit the 10-minute mark.
Oh, no.
Quick, say all the things.
Like, subscribe, and share.
Oh no, she meant something dirty.
Yeah.
Like,
Other than scissoring and dildos.
Boobies.
Ooh.
okay, so we're talking about punk rock art today, right?
Yeah, we're getting... Cheers to getting punk as fuck, dude.
I'll cheers to my
Bottom of
empty
that
beer
one.
can.
Now with my
Oh.
ass mouth.
Here, drink some of this.
I will in a second, you big bad leather daddy.
Oh, thank you.
Anytime I hear that, all I think of is the Gimp in Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
Which, I mean, it's pretty much what it is.
Get the gimp. I said he's sleeping. Well, go wake him up.
So yeah, what are we talking about today?
I have got, well, what started off as in researching a couple of punk rock logos, realizing that a couple of guys have some pretty good content, while the other one is almost like a instant dead end. We're going to talk about a couple of artists that had pretty close connections to some of the earlier punk bands and really kind of helped the visual aesthetic of that scene for a long time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
They had actual artists. I just thought they like cut shit out of newspapers and tossed it on.
Well, kind of. That's part of the,
That's part
some
of
of
it.
the fun.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Cool. Want to pull up a picture?
Beer chug break.
Oh, shit. Now, I'm sure everybody, regardless of punk rock or not, recognizes this motherfucker.
Danzig.
Yeah, the Misfits.
Misfits.
You
Wrong
want to know
one.
where they got it? This is going to be a quick one. You want to know where they got it?
Where?
They fucking stole it. Click over. Boom. They fucking stole it off a 1940s fucking short, very light popular detective series called The Crimson Ghost.
So this was a TV show.
It was what they would
pulp
show
novel?
before movies. You know, when you go,
Oh, okay,
you know,
yeah.
how do you be able to catch
Like
a hand?
before trailers. were
Yeah,
a
yeah.
thing.
You'd catch a couple Looney Tunes. You'd get like a
Yeah,
10-minute
yeah.
action sequence, which is basically what this is. Guy in a skull mask fucking trying to steal your girlfriend and shooting at you.
Was there a lot of alleyways and like a taxi cab?
I feel like there were a lot of like those old like 40s fucking cars, just car chases and shit.
Was
Just
she
guys,
tied
like,
to train
coming out of the
tracks?
fucking alleys.
Train tracks, yeah.
Yeah.
It was probably a taxi cab racing the train.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You know, the fact that they stole it, it's kind of punk rock.
It's very punk rock.
It's one of the most iconic, probably, images within that fucking community. Like, you can't not associate.
Well, like you just said, even people that don't listen to punk music know what that is.
It's super recognizable. They understand it. But what is not punk rock is they also, Glenn Danzig and Jerry Only both have a company called Misfits AD where they overlook all the usage of this fucking skull. So even though
So
they
they
stole
stole
it
it, they're
and
making
then
sure no one else steals it.
licensed
How's
it.
that work though? Isn't like certain things like in the past a certain amount it's
That
a
movie-
public domain kind of thing?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You can do that.
Yeah. But in this instance, I don't think that
It's 100 years.
movie character was ever
Yeah.
probably like registered to that company. They might have, excuse me, done like, you know, back in the day, there was like, why the fuck do I want to register this character? That's an extra $50 I don't want
Right,
to spend. Like George Romero did that accidentally with Night of the Living Dead, and that's why there's so many unofficial European sequels and stuff. So yeah, not very punk. And turns out
That's pretty gangster though.
yeah, I think it's sweet that they stole it, but the fact that like Jerry Only and Glenn Danzig always end up in court arguing over the usage of it.
They totally Napstered it.
Yeah, they're in like in 2000 they got into some big debate over like who was getting more money off it being on bikinis or not. Something dumb.
I mean,
then a
out
hand-
of all the people to do that, I mean, Danzig is cosplaying a Sigourney Weaver all the fucking time. Can't you sue him for using his face?
I never made that connection until you just said that.
Oh yeah, there's
Holy shit.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Yeah. He is rough.
And most recently, somebody tried to do like a visual history of the Misfits, and they took them to court because they put the Crimson Skull on the cover of it. It's like, come on, guys.
Wow, that's a dick move. That's very not punk rock.
Yeah,
or something
you
like
know,
that. That's very Metallica.
You
That's
stole the
bad.
logo
It
in the
is.
first place, and then you're very tight about how it's being used. And yeah, if you want to click over one more,
They just lost a
This
little.
is the bonus fact of the episode. That is Glenn Danzig's logo for anything he did outside of the Misfits, such as Sam Hain or his other solo career. You want to know where he got it?
Also stolen.
He fucking stole it. Where did he steal it from? A fucking short-lived,
shit.
a short-lived Marvel comic in the fucking mid-'80s.
Oh, what a
Wow.
dick.
I am surprised that Marvel never actually like fucking
Picked up
took
on
him.
that.
Yeah, they never like took him to court. Apparently, like the guy who illustrated that cover, like if he works conventions and shit, like he'll have like punk rock kids come up with like Danzig merch to him and have him sign it.
That's hilarious.
So yeah.
He didn't even.
He's got a good eye for like what makes a cool like
Logo.
high
Logo.
contrast fucking like this is cool and shit. But
Yeah.
But he didn't even really like edit it much.
He just took the ass out of it.
yeah, so somebody just like finished the drawing.
Yeah, I mean it's like pretty
Finished the
much same thing.
curve of the horns.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like no socket.
It
or
made it
leg.
two-tone instead of triple.
Yep.
But still, like this is also a very infamous logo now.
Yeah. They actually made toys also of that fucking comic and stuff. So it's another one of the surprising thing. It's like, why the fuck didn't they ever like go
Fight
after
the
Danzig for
yeah.
But no, never did.
That's very interesting.
Fun, stupid pop culture. Crystar.
Very punk to steal the stuff.
Yeah.
Very not punk to sue over the
To
stolen
license
stuff.
that. Hi, I stole that fair and square.
I mean, he kind of lost a little bit of respect from my end, but that would also probably be me going, "Hey, I stole that first."
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm kind of glad they weren't doing this shit when I was like 14 or 15, or I'd been like, fucking Misfits. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
now it's just like, whatever. It's almost like a case study in branding, though. If you look at it from an outside perspective, it's like they fucking really nailed down a few things with that. It's hard to get away from that image.
Yeah.
In fact, I've got a parody of it tattooed on me.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
What do we got next here?
All right, let's talk about the fucking Dead Kennedys.
Cool.
I would nominate that. That's probably another one in the top 3, like iconic punk logos.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Now, let's get in some meat and potatoes. Winston Smith
Ooh, meat.
ended up back in San Fran around 1970. Oh, there he is.
This guy.
Yeah, Winston Smith.
Oh wait, this is not
The
coming
best
up
picture
right
we found of him online was for the Dead Kennedys record label
here. Hang on
website.
1 second. This ain't coming up. All right. Well, I guess we don't have a picture of him. so
Anyway, all right.
keep going.
So yeah, fucking him and Jello just went in it. Jello Biafra, the lead singer for the Dead Kennedys, was simply just like, I want something simple that's fucking just right in your face. They said, yeah, it's just interesting to hear him talk about it. It's like from a punk rock perspective, the idea that like your band is bigger than a band. You're like a brand. There's like a lot you're bringing to the table.
Yeah.
And for them to hit like fucking such iconic imagery so early on and.
Side note: how cool is the name Jello?
Jello. Yeah. So the way Jello Biafra and Winston Smith ended up getting attached is fucking Winston was doing weird shit. Like he was making flyers and artwork for bands that didn't really exist. You know what I mean? And he was like handing out like fucking flyers and shit to shit that like wasn't actually going on or real.
Was he just trying
You know
to
what I
troll
mean?
people?
Like he was just, I don't know, he's just being a weirdo and just like making stuff. He just felt like doing it. But that's how he got into contact with like actually working with people, because they were like, oh, did you make that like logos for the Shits? Like it was a band that didn't actually exist. And he's like,
Right.
yeah, the Shits were pretty good, but they didn't last very long. It's like, oh, if you did that for the Shits, can you do a logo for
So he
me?
basically conned his way into
pretty
like,
much.
art career.
Dude, that's brilliant.
Right? Making advertising and branding for a product that doesn't exist. It's almost like the opposite of what the fuck KFC's doing right now.
that
They're just like,
KFC console thing.
yeah.
and
The recipe of
They're just
seduction.
cashing in on
The
that whole
movie.
game console thing.
they made a movie too.
They made
Oh, yeah, they
chicken
did.
scented logs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they made scented logs
See,
with the original recipe
That's
for
brilliant.
you to burn.
Brilliant for KFC to do something like that.
Yeah,
We're not sponsored by KFC. We just think they're really good at marketing this year.
but
Yeah.
we could be.
We're open to sponsors.
I mean, I want a KFC console for sure if that's a thing.
KFC, send me free stuff.
I just want that double down sandwich to come back.
Just give me biscuits and I'll be fine.
That's
I'm not
what's up.
greedy.
What about that liquid butter?
Ugh.
Yikes.
Didn't they
hole.
have like a thing where like there was 2 chickens for
Yeah,
a
that's the
fucking
double down.
bun? That's the double down. Yeah. What was in the middle though? Was it
piece
like a
of cheese?
burger?
No, it was
Oh
like
my
It
God.
was like a piece of cheese and a piece of lettuce,
Jeez.
and then like mayo or Thousand Island dressing, something like that. And
Do you remember the heart attack bowl they used to have?
yeah, it's safe to say that I've never had one of those sandwiches because I knew
You probably wouldn't be here right now if you did.
right because I knew that at that point I would probably eat like 6 of them a day for the entire lifespan of them,
Uh-huh.
and just not exist.
So anyway, punk rock.
That's punk rock. He ate
You know,
KFC till he died.
It is pretty interesting how all of these bands that we're talking about today have like instantly recognizable logos.
Yeah,
that really
yeah.
just stood the test of time, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
Like anybody that's into this kind of music knows these logos or has seen them at some point.
Yeah, or you had a friend that went through that phase in high school, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember driving around smoking cigarettes with that dude, and he wouldn't stop playing the fucking Ramones.
Yeah. Or like I can't even tell you how many people I know that have like the fucking black flag tattoo.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to.
So, the way he designed this, he actually sat down with fucking toothpicks to see how minimally he could just arrange the lines to make the thing.
Nice.
And then, like, as soon as he designed it and, like, showed Jello, he was like, that is fucking it. Absolutely. That's what we're doing. He said he wanted it simple enough so he could fucking, other kids can tag it and spray paint it and it could just fucking
Oh yeah, it's
go
simple
viral,
but effective.
basically. And as soon as he designed it and showed it to Jello, and then he went to a show, and then he saw the bathroom was completely fucking tagged in it. He's like, "Oh, okay, I get it. I get what he was going for."
Well, that's
I
good
guess
marketing too, though,
Jello's
you know?
already been here. It seems.
Something simple enough that anybody can do that and just spread the word for you.
So yeah, Stan actually had a pretty close relationship working with the Dead Kennedys. If we want to go forward, we can start clicking through some of his stuff. "Kill the Poor" was one of their singles.
Kill the poor.
Yeah, off one of their first albums, "Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables," to
Such
which
a
he
good
also,
album.
I think he designed the cover for it, but I think it's just like an old fucking like medical photo.
Yep.
Like the withered up hand and the actual
Yeah.
person's hand.
Just like,
Yeah.
take my strong hand.
Oh my god. It's funny that we get to leave these concepts so far behind us, right? How much we've grown since 1980, right? Oh shit. So he did a little bit of drawing, but predominantly what he was doing was some calligraphy stuff.
So who did this one?
This was still him. This is
This is
Stanley's.
his-
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. That's what I was saying. He had a really close relationship with him. Most of the artwork that they used for like their covers and all that stuff, whether it was collage or whether it was their flyers.
Sweet
But
drawing.
when it was nice hand drawings, he's got another great one. Let's click forward a little bit more. This I fucking love. This actually, Jello said he saw because he actually found like a thrift store crucifix, took it apart, and then hot glued the fucking dollars to an actual crucifix, and then hung it up around his house. And then when Jello came over one day, he was like, "Holy fucking shit, that's dangerous." And like he seriously like went home and started to write. He saw the artwork first, and then went home and started to write material. He's like, "That's the next album cover we're using, dude, for
awesome.
fucking sure."
I absolutely love this because this looks like when people started figuring out like graphic design when you were like 12 years old and trying to like make a GeoCities website. I feel
Yeah.
like everybody's looked like this, but nowhere near as cool.
Yeah, it's got that repeating background gradient thing.
Yeah. God, we trust
Welcome to my
Incorporated.
website, guys.
Oh, GeoCities.
angelfire.com/DK.
We're open to sponsors.
Yeah, I don't think those companies are around anymore, but yeah.
Well, they just announced the death of Flash. Hey, Flash, if you'd like to sponsor.
Yeah. That thing that doesn't exist anymore.
Flash media player.
We should just do that. We should just at the beginning just roll all the people we're sponsored by of old companies that don't exist.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. Have a fucking rollout. Thanks to our patrons. Boot.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or just keep drinking.
So yeah, maybe their main intention was there was a UK based political punk band that was a little bit earlier than the Dead Kennedys called Crass, and when those two were hanging out, Jello was like looking at some of their album art. He's like, I know what we do. We do this shit, but we make it fucking funny. Which has kind of been the stigma of like punk ever since. Is like, at least around here, the local Binghamton scene, everybody, like nobody is very serious, like at all. Like all of their old flyers were like pseudo political, but really like dick and fart joke at the same time.
Well, yeah, I mean, if
you know
if
what I
you
mean?
look immediately after Dead Kennedys was the birth of like Noah Fax.
Yeah,
So
a little bit
just-
down the line, but yeah. Fucking Binghamton guys, like Jesus died with a stiffy and shit like that. The guys around town that would use like Patrick Swayze as their
Oh,
tag.
I remember that, dude.
Yeah, my graffiti name is Patrick Swayze. I fucking love this town. It's hilarious.
Dude, that's amazing.
I'm gonna go forward one. Yes, I love this one. This album was called Bedtime for Democracy.
I wish we could zoom in on this and see all the little things here.
Actually, if you want to go forward one more, it's the insert art, and it'll be a little bit closer. That was a dual. That was when you actually open the full fucking album.
Oh,
You got
okay.
like the full shit, but this was on the back cover, and it's a Godzilla-sized fucking Statue of Liberty just smashing New
With
York.
the laser eyes.
Fire breath and laser eyes.
Yeah, there's so much going on in this big one, though. It's crazy.
Fucking love that.
I don't even know where to focus. I love how completely covered except for the boobies.
Oh yeah, there's like yeah.
Is that a dude with a TV head?
Yeah,
sucking on a
I
tit?
think he might have like be holding a TV camera, maybe.
It looks like he's got a TV for a head.
Yeah, I don't even think it's a camera. I think it's just a TV.
Good old mushroom cloud in the background. Looks like there's a big old dick right here.
No, yep. That's penis.
Yep.
What year did this come out?
Bedtime for Democracy. My guess would be,
Was it 86?
I want to say 84, but I feel like it might be a tiny bit.
That would make sense, but based on the imagery.
Yeah.
I mean,
Lot of
we do have
Reaganomics.
Google.
The fucking mushroom clouds, nuclear power plants.
We don't research. We just assume.
Yeah. Fresh fruit for rotting vegetables and God.
This
We Trust
came out in the
Inc.,
80s.
Frankenchrist, Bedtime for Democracy, and then go. Yeah, I fucking love this shit, man. Bedtime for Democracy, Anarchy for Chicken shit conformist like your parents. Oh, the Dead Kennedys. They were fucking great. I fucking love, I don't know, it's just awesome. He's so fucking pissed off. But it's great, like, how much of a sense of humor they had. You know what I mean? It's fucking awesome.
Just angry jokes.
Yeah. Rambozo the Clown. Fucking Dear Abby is about a girl working as a coroner and taking home dead bodies to her family because she can't afford to feed anyone under Reaganomics.
Oh, I forgot how good that song is.
Oh, God.
Some more stuff.
This one feels like lockdown. This
Give me
one, I could not-
convenience or give me death.
Yeah, right? Doesn't this feel like fucking COVID-19 right now?
I didn't have COVID.
What is barbed wire mask on his face?
I'm talking about the give me. Oh my God, yeah, it's even more pertinent right now.
I didn't have COVID-19, but I mean, well, it is pertinent because also his dick nose is hanging out.
Yep.
It's only covering his mouth.
It's not even. It's covering his chin.
Oh, he's got a chin diaper.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bunch of fucking vultures waiting around behind him. Yeah, that like April or May mark when everybody was like, "Fuck you, fuck you, government."
I think people
I
are
need a
still
haircut.
like that.
Yeah, I need to go golfing.
Even
Why
more-
can't I go hang out at the bowling
Dude,
alley?
Well, it's like even more so now. People are pissed off because it's been 9 fucking months and still it's the same shit. So
How much? What $600 tell you to shut the fuck up?
yeah. Hey, you guys got a total of $1,800 to survive for 9 months.
600 will kind of quiet me down. 2,000 though.
Yeah, I'd shut my mouth for.
I mean, I'm just gonna buy guitars with it, which is awesome.
I mean, for 2,000 though, I'd shut my mouth for like a month.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? They're like $600.
two.
Do you know how many 5 for 5s you can buy with that? Take this. Get all the Wendy's.
It's called 4 for 4.
Oh,
Yeah.
What would you buy with $2,000 right now?
What would I buy right now with $2,000?
Yeah.
Well, a new computer because that shit the bed, and a new front door,
There you go.
and my roof is.
I was about to say, what about the roof?
Those are very practical things. I don't
Yeah.
think that's going to stimulate the economy.
Yeah, it's
as
not
much
really.
as
It's
they
going
want
to
it to.
stimulate a fucking contractor. That's who's going to stimulate.
What would you buy?
Probably guitars, guitars, and computer
guitars.
stuff.
More guitars.
How about you?
So many things. Probably nothing. I would just sit there and contemplate about all.
Maybe
the
some
things.
artwork from Crucible Gallery's new show that's still going
Yeah.
on.
Hey, yeah, you could totally afford almost any piece from the show.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Investing your child's future. Buy a piece of artwork.
Or get tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting tattooed is definitely good for your child's future.
Well,
It is.
let's be honest. Your kids are just going to go to school and do a bunch of drugs and then drop out. So,
Let's be honest. They're getting homeschooled right now by some day drinkers.
yeah.
Don't send them to private school, just send them to a state school and get tattooed.
There you go. Tattoos last longer than your kid's education. RenaissanceStudiosTattoo.com. Okay, so
We
back
need to
the
make a
dead
commercial.
Kennedys.
We need to make a commercial.
Tattoos will last longer than your kid's education.
We need to shoot that this weekend.
So, yeah, Winston was pretty hyped to see after all these years. He was super stoked to see that like punk rock has had more cultural bearing than like the period before it, or the hippie shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, he's kind of a soft-spoken guy, but he's still just like, I'm so glad that like people being angry about this stuff has lasted so longer than all that hippie dippy shit. You know?
Right.
Which
Yeah,
is
there's
fucking
definitely
sweet.
like an iconoclastic kind of attitude for punk that I think is awesome.
Yeah,
And like that definitely transferred over to metal a lot too.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. This is around the same time period where thrash, one of the main American subgenres, started, and then thrash split off into every fucking thing else. And that was
We
taking
talked
it-
about this before on our metal album art episode.
British new wave plus punk rock equals thrash, and then
Yeah.
thrash led the way with everything else, and then fuck the system. But anyway, there was this
Back to politics.
You kind of can't avoid it when you're talking about this genre of music.
Yeah, he said he's pretty hyped that so many kids still recognize it, and then he still gets a couple bucks in royalties off T-shirts because they're still fucking going.
Oh, yeah.
Any kid who discovers punk for the first time are probably going to fall into these bands, just basically
Walk
off
in any hot topic
stickers
in
and-
Mid-Eastern.
Is that
lot of-
entirely a good thing though? Because like now there's people like wearing shirts like that have no idea what it means, or any of the attitudes surrounding those bands.
Do you want to have a sidebar? Do you want to have a
Sidebar.
Quick sidebar debate on that one?
Yeah.
I think it's been so far removed as to where any of those subgenres have had an actual grasp on modern pop culture that who gives a shit if like. I mean, the Kardashians wore a Slayer T-shirt, and then
That's what I'm referring
Slayer
to.
turns around and wears
Yeah.
a T-shirt that says "Kill the Kardashians."
Yeah.
They don't
Right.
give a shit.
Yeah.
They give them a middle finger right back. But like,
So yeah, sidebar. The what's the
Are
dude?
you sidebarring a sidebar?
Yeah, dude, whatever. So what's the dude who has the show on Netflix now? Who sells all the secondhand shit?
Slobby Robbie.
Slobby Robbie.
Slobby Robbie.
Yep, called Slobby
He looks
Robbie.
like a fucking garbage pail kid. Came
Yeah.
to life.
Oh, I'll show you a.
He really does.
I'll show you a photo after
Grew
this.
up and got a Netflix show.
Yeah, he grew up.
I showed a
getting
picture of him, and then I photoshopped a picture of Zach next to it, and it looks perfect. But yeah, he was talking about it, and on the Netflix show, I watched it one day because I was bored in quarantine, and that's actually one of the things he talks about. He was like, "Yeah, all these old band T-shirts, Stone Cold Steve Austin T-shirts, all of those now." He's got kids who are like 19, 20 coming in there, no idea what they are, no problem paying $200 a shirt for them.
yeah,
So stupid.
hashtag vintage.
Yeah, has no idea
Hashtag
what they are,
vintage.
but that's what's awesome.
And the worst part is, it's not even like the official stuff. It is like the stuff that people are selling outside of the concert.
Oh, the bootleg concert shit.
So he's
Well, no,
getting
he'll do both.
$200 for bootleg shirts.
No, he does bootleg Gucci, and then but the like Stone Cold Steve Austin and the band shirts, those are actual vintage.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought he did bootleg of those too.
yeah.
So when famous people like kind of hang on to this aesthetic, I don't think it's I don't know. It's not really doing anything to. I don't think it's really doing anything to hurt the community because unfortunately there isn't much of a community right now.
Right.
I saw some people like some metal like Facebook fucking pages and people being like, you know, like Miley Cyrus a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but that's just like internet outrage,
Yeah.
which is fucking worthless.
Yeah. Like Miley Cyrus just did the Howard Stern show. Somebody was wearing a fucking grindcore t-shirt. And then, like, a day later, they're just like, why the fuck did I get 3,000 likes over, like, night? And, like, oh, okay, somebody just shared this. Okay, so it comes back around.
Right.
You know what I mean? As much as we hate to admit it, those pop stars are giving exposure to a culture that is unfortunately, like, what's the most relevant rock band right now? Fucking Five Finger Death Punch, which is the most abomination representation of fucking metal that could be, is the only one that's, like, selling fucking whatever. There'll be a next wave. It'll probably come back in spades.
Would you qualify them as new metal,
Kind of. I
or
don't
just
know.
or just shit?
I haven't listened to them enough to make a determination.
Oh,
it's
don't
probably
just-
garbage.
They have that
Don't waste your
overproduced
time.
sound.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Don't
So-
waste your time.
I'm not
It's the
going to.
soundtrack
Don't you worry about
Monster
that.
Truck shows.
I
Yeah.
still listen to shit from fucking 20 years ago. So
Second sidebar, when
Third sidebar, actually.
when all this shit like slows down and they bring back monster truck shows, I think we need to go. I'll go see one.
I mean, I could get down with that.
It's a
Get
trash
fucked up
fire,
and go
but
to
it's
a monster
great.
truck show.
You don't
dude,
even have
you
to
don't
get
have to.
fucked.
No, no.
They close all the doors, so you get all that carbon
within
monoxide
sick.
poisoning.
within 20 minutes,
Free buzz.
the fumes, you're just high as shit. Like you're starting to see like things that aren't there.
You're like,
It's
you're
great.
basically huffing gasoline the whole
Oh
time.
yeah, it's amazing.
You ever get really ripped and then chug some beers and then go to a fucking WWE match?
I mean, is there any other way to do that?
When we
no,
went,
but this summer I feel like is gonna
Fuck,
happen.
I wish WWE come to Binghamton this year.
the only monster truck show we ever went to, we saw some very we people watched, and there was this drunk chick behind us, and she's like, I went on a date yesterday with a guy from Tinder, and he was like, I got passes to go see Alice in Chains, and I was like, fuck you, I want to go see Monster Truck, so I dumped his ass.
Oh my god.
God damn.
Wow.
No, it was
Good for him.
No, it was Alice Cooper.
No,
because then
it-
she goes, "Who the fuck is Alice Cooper?"
Well, still,
God.
good for him.
Oh, Godsmack opening for Alice Cooper. Wasn't that at the arena a few
no,
years
God,
ago?
no,
it was
no.
Rob Zombie.
Rob
ended up.
Zombie opened for Godsmack.
It was terrible.
Gross.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was so bad.
Did she look like Honey Boo Boo's mom, where she got like no chin?
No,
The neck just calmed down. Like that boy said, I'm going monster trucks. I'm
See,
like,
I thought you were telling a different story that was going to gross
oh
me out.
no, that one's not appropriate. That is
That
so
one's
inappropriate. That's a not on the air story.
Yeah, that one's we'll get flagged.
Yep,
We'll tell you guys that later.
off the air story.
Cool.
Yeah, we need to drink more for that one. Drink to forget.
All right.
And again,
So what's next?
Winston's enthusiasm for it, and one of his last quotes. Well, one of the quote I wanted to end on. We may not win, but we're not going down without a fight. Fucking yeah.
Very punk.
Burn the flames of rebellion. Next, we got Black Flag. Another one. You cannot fucking get away from that goddamn logo. I love that logo.
mean-
I hate how many times it's been fucking parodied, but I love that logo.
Yeah. That's what I was saying earlier. You know, it's instantly recognizable.
Yeah.
And it's the simplest fucking thing ever.
Uh-huh.
And also the theme song for this fucking podcast.
Oh yeah, it is.
I mean, good thing we didn't use any Danzig shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would
might
have
have
got
got
sued.
flagged.
We'd have to close down the
I feel like I
shop
want to
'cause we
quote
got
a
sued.
Misfits song right now, but we might have got demonetized before we even get a subscriber.
God, that's so fucking
Oh, a
sad,
subscriber.
dude.
Oh, a subscriber.
Yeah. Like, share, and subscribe, people.
Person.
So,
We just do this for us.
Christina's
Nobody
mom,
else.
tell your friends.
Share it at work. Share this, not COVID.
Share this at Lord's Hospital.
They all got COVID anyway.
So Raymond Petitbaum, actually, he was the one that pitched not only the logo but the band name. He had the whole thing fucking pitched to him and shit. He was like, you know, I got an idea what you guys should do. You should call it Black Flag, and you should use this for a fucking logo. And they're like, well, that's the best fucking idea I've heard all week, so I guess that's what we're doing. So they ran with it. They went with it.
Well, Domino's is taken, so might as well take this.
And because of that, they kind of consider Ray like the unheard fifth member because he was doing, you know, their logo and the album art and the flyer art and all that shit. This time, where are we now? Probably in about L.A. DK was Dead Kennedys were San Francisco.
Yeah.
Fucking.
So we're still in the 80s then.
Yeah, we're definitely still right at 1980 on like the cusp.
Yeah. Early.
Most punk bands had a release in like 78. I feel like Black Flag and no, they had their first
A little
years
bit
fucking-
later. Because Ramones were 77 to 79-ish.
Yeah.
And then it was
Everybody had a good release in like 78. I feel like most of those bands had at least one album come out right around like 1978. But like by like 1980, we're in full swing.
because if you ask any
Sid
of the
Vicious already died.
if you ask any of the Ramones, they're the ones who started it in 77 here in the United States.
Yeah,
So
I think their first album is actually slated for like 76 or something, but it could have been like a live demo or whatever that they released later on. But anyway, so here we are in the 1980s. Good old fucking Black Flag. We're super in your face, and we'll tell you to fuck right off. And like people were fighting the shit out of each other at shows.
So
Things were fucking crazy.
Rollins, OG member of this band.
Rollins,
No.
Rollins is from DC. Rollins kind of was like an OG with DC hardcore. DC was where Minor Threat and Bad Brains were from, and they actually picked Rollins up when they were on tour because like somebody was like, "Hey, Henry's got to leave the show early. Why don't you pull him up and have him do backup vocals on a song?" And they're like, I guess.
He was like 19 years
yeah,
old.
and they're
They
like,
just pulled up
hey,
this random kid.
Henry, you want to come up? And, you know, your friend said you want to do a song with us. And then he fucking wowed him. And he was like, hey, do you want to finish out the tour? So, yeah. And then Henry Rollins turned
That's like
around.
a very
The original singer just one day, like in the middle of a fucking set, was like, I'm not going to do this anymore. And just fucking left.
This sounds like the plot of Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg.
Oh yeah, 100%. And then Henry was just like, I guess
I
it's
think
me now.
he might have had a job at like an ice cream shop or a pet store at that point.
Could you imagine
It
him
was
at a
something
fucking pet
ridiculous.
store at an ice cream shop? Just that amount of anger.
Do you know where goldfish food is? I know where the fucking goldfish food is. They weren't living in such an oppressive system. All right, I'll find that myself. Thank you.
You know what we feed the goldfish here?
Despair.
Man, Rollins is a real interesting dude, though.
Rollins is a nutbag because he grew up in he was like in a military family.
Yeah.
So he like super strict and obvious, like, you know,
Extremely intelligent.
rebellion. Yeah, he's a crazy smart guy. Rebellion rises when people end up being fucking super strict and overbearing. So that's kind of his whole outwardly fuck you attitude to everybody.
He was on the Rogan podcast a couple of times, and I watched
Yeah.
some interviews with him. And he was talking about how he'll just like pack a backpack with some Cliff Bars and go to like a war torn country and just walk around.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what he does now.
A couple years ago, he just did fucking poetry in Ithaca.
Yeah.
He just came
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
did some poetry.
Spoken word kind of
Yeah.
stuff,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
I think he wrote an autobiography about his Black Flag years called just simply titled like Get in the Van, something like that.
I think
Yeah.
he's written like over
He's got a
20
handful of
books at
books.
this point.
He's got a handful of books. Yeah.
Can you imagine like poetry from that guy? Him trying to read you poetry?
I think I've seen it before. He did like a thing.
Well,
it
normally
was like
po-
a stand-up special, more or less, but it was like more of like just him being
talking,
him.
yeah.
No, there was This Is Not Happening.
Yeah,
he did
he's-
an episode of that.
he
Punk
did
rock
that too,
hyenas
yeah.
where fucking
Yeah.
some Henry, you're kind of a crazy guy. Maybe you should take some acid and cool off. Yeah, all right, I'll fucking do that. That sounds awesome.
He talked about how they went in the grocery store and they each just opened a package of meat and just stood there and ate the raw beef,
Ugh.
just raw steak.
It's very punk rock.
Getting somebody while they're peeking on acid, speeding on a car on the highway. Like, how would you feel if you fucking died right now? Crazy.
Have you watched that? What's the name of the movie? I haven't died, or he hasn't died.
He never died.
That
That's what
one.
it is.
It's
It's
pretty
the one
good.
where it's like one
He's
of
a
the
fucking
angels.
angel.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
an angel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll just like get shot in the face and be fine. It's a very interesting movie.
Sweet.
Henry Rollins is a national treasure, though.
Yes.
Really is.
He should have been the 5th Golden Girl, if we're going to be honest. Quick,
All right,
make that a
so
shirt, Brandon.
What else we got?
That's coming out
We got
as a
some
shirt.
flyer art.
I'm telling you that now. That
So-
is.
Black Flag had a good amount of notoriety when they fucking started because of their super offensive imagery.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, in the 80s, when people are going back to some sense of 1950s type conservative values, you know.
What's so bad
I
about
want
this?
you to baptize me in holy water, then strangle me so that I may go to heaven and lead my own life. Okay.
That sounds like that's nice and wholesome.
Fuck. It's good old and wholesome.
Yeah.
Why don't we click forward? Let's get a little darker. Oh, yeah. Family man.
Good old murder, suicide, family man.
I don't see the issue. Just taking everyone to heaven.
Yeah.
What's with the date on here? I was wondering that earlier when we were queuing this up. November 23rd,
Oh, I don't know.
1963.
Oh, let's look this up.
Yeah, you get on that, and I'll talk about. Yeah, I don't know about that one.
A spoken word / instrumental record.
Yeah, they Black Flag was so fuck everyone that toward the end of the career they were making albums to troll their fans. They were making noise albums that weren't just like super loud, fucking just screaming punk.
That's what I thought. Day Kennedy was shot.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
no shit.
Yeah.
So at the it was just noise, and that it was just out of tune guitars, and Henry Rollins is probably talking about something. I see it in your eyes. Your eyes. They like straight up trolled their fans. I don't think they ever played any of the material that off their last 2 albums like fucking live, but they straight up trolled their fans at the last end of their fucking career.
That's pretty awesome.
Kind of hilarious.
Very punk rock.
It is.
Fuck everyone, including our fans. Fuck you too. Not our fans. You should like, subscribe, and share.
Fan.
Yeah, you should do
Fan.
that immediately.
Thank you, person.
Thanks, Mom.
Thank you, Mom.
Don't we have a second fan?
Bergman.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Bergman.
think Bergman watched.
Oh,
What's up, Berg?
So,
thanks to your kid for brewing us some sweet burrs.
yes.
I believe this is the album that our theme song is from, right?
Might be a little earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think it was this
I
one.
fucking love that one too. A fucking hand puppet about to stab you.
Is that like an oven mitt or a boxing glove? What is that?
I think it's a fucking howdy
It's supposed to be
doody
like a
fucking
hand puppet, yeah.
Puppet.
Yeah,
Alright.
my war, my alternate personality is gonna kill me in my sleep. Everything's fine.
Shank, 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 shank.
So Flea of Red Hot Chili Peppers fame actually came up from the LA punk scene as well. And he talks about one of his main curiosities with this music in general is seeing this dude's artwork on flyers. And he's just like, yo, there's something going on. He's like, I'm only like an 11 or 12-year-old kid, but there's something going on that I want to fucking know about, dude. We'll
Wait.
get
I can
involved
see
in this
that.
shit.
Flea's from the Chili Peppers and not from Back to the Future, too?
He does look like he's from the future.
Oh, he is in
no.
Back to the
He's
Future.
in Back to the Future, too.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fun. Fun fact: Henry Rollins and Flea have both had a
Who
good
was he
amount
in
of
that
like
movie?
movie
He's
work.
just an extra, like
Okay.
a side character.
That's hilarious.
Kind of. He's
Wait.
he's
Henry Rollins and Flea were both in that fucking Charlie Sheen movie where he sticks up a gas station with a candy bar.
Oh,
The Getaway?
fucking-
Is that what that shit is
Yeah,
called?
Something like that.
Like Flea and Anthony Kiedis, and then Henry
Yeah,
Rollins
yeah,
is one
I
of the
remember
fucking
that.
cops.
Yeah, yeah.
Holy shit!
yeah, sidebar. Yeah.
It's a crowbar now.
yeah, it's crowbar.
It's a crowbar.
So,
Pry bar.
Flea, not only was he in Back to the Future, he played Biff Tannen, like Biff Tannen's kid, grandfather, whatever.
Right.
So like best friend or something like that. Not only that, but years later, he actually went on to be in the Wild Thornberrys cartoon.
Oh, he
Was
was.
he really?
He was the little like wild kid.
Dude, Flea has had a fucking bananas career.
Yeah.
He was borderline a kid when he was in Suburbia. You ever see Suburbia?
Yeah.
Have you?
I don't
Actually,
remember Suburbia.
From the 80s?
I don't-
It was about a bunch of punk rock kids fucking like in
Oh shit!
They're
I
like-
vaguely remember that movie.
in California when a bunch of fucking suburban areas got abandoned, a bunch of kids started fucking popping up squats. And the movie was about this like fucking family of fucking strays and like going to shows and like getting into knife fights with jocks because they tried to rape a girl in a mosh pit.
Jesus.
And then
Like
by the
the
end of the movie,
Outsiders kinda shit?
Yeah, by the end of the movie, there's fucking like wild dogs that just like breaking into their fucking like their squat house. It's a fucking bananas
Fucking
movie.
80s,
It's just like one of
man.
those movies that's just like sad. What's going to happen in the next act? Oh, it's more sad. There's more sad. Hey, the Vandals are in this movie, and so is Flea. That's cool. Oh, wait, it's still really fucking depressing.
Remember when they tried to bring that back in the 90s with Philadelphia? They're like, you know what we should do? Kill Tom Hanks.
Slowly.
we only suggested that we gave him AIDS in Forrest Gump. We're gonna full on give him AIDS in
And then
this
he
one.
got COVID, and everybody took it seriously.
They did.
Well, no,
Oh my
first
God.
first he got big.
But see, that's what they did. They watched movies from the 90s and they're like, you know how we get people to take this seriously? Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Give him
Let's give Tom Hanks COVID, and then people will take it seriously. Makes sense. I like their marketing scheme.
Yeah, COVID's got pretty good marketing, I'd say.
I mean, it's not as good as Recipe for Seduction, but it's up there.
Shout out KFC, looking for sponsors.
Oh, shit. Probably one of the most offensive of the night.
Yeah, this one I can get behind as being offensive.
Is anybody going to say it?
Make me come, faggot.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, I don't mean to offend any gay people. Except cops.
What's the story behind this police story thing?
they don't like cops.
Well,
They got
obviously.
shut down a bunch, dude. Black Flag got hassled so fucking much by the authorities. They came back from tour, and their record label, SST, where they were basically living, had been condemned like a handful of times. Like, they got evicted out of some warehouse where they were just trying to screen print T-shirts and throw shows like so many fucking times.
Punk as fuck.
Punk as fuck. So that's basically a visual narrative of most of the early years of punk rock.
Is this a different guy, though? Chuck?
No, that's a... I don't know
says
why that
Art
said
Chuck,
that, but
isn't it?
every time I looked up Ray, this image came up. I don't know who that Chuck guy was. Sorry, if anybody wants to comment in the comment sections below if I'm wrong, if this is
Chuck,
not...
come find us.
Yeah, Chuck, you are due...
By Chuck, we mean Christina's mom. Christina's mom, please comment.
No, Mom, go find Chuck.
See, this is what I would say is just great punk rock imagery, though.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like delightfully offensive.
If you hung this flyer up in your wall and you were still in middle school, you'd have some explaining to do to your
Yeah.
mom. Like, what the fuck is that? What is that?
Mom, I've never heard you say that word before.
Jesus fucking Christ, your Nana's coming to visit. Take that shit down.
Sorry, Dad.
I don't know. Would you say there's a huge contrast between like this and the stuff that was happening with like gangster rap, like slightly later? You know, I mean, it's the same kind of attitude. I think. Just
Honestly,
like different
I
musical genre.
love drawing those parallels between what hip hop and punk rock and like metal, honestly, like the rock subgenres and what hip hop was going through its infancy at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Most aggressive rock music was going through its infant stages at this point too. You know what I mean? Like, other than like Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden, there's not much to speak of that were happening like before the fucking 80s. You got some of the British stuff, but it's a little cheesy and kind of tongue in cheek sometimes.
Yeah.
Well,
But
if you actually look up early Beastie Boys, the very early album
It's punk.
is actually a straight punk album.
yeah.
It's very unheard of. It's got a chick singer.
Uh-huh.
And they played like 4 shows in Brooklyn. and one of the guys just started rapping during it, and that was the only one that people actually stayed for.
Oh,
So
that
they-
was the direction they took.
So that was like, well, wait, there's people actually listening to this song as opposed to that song, so
Yeah.
let's try writing this.
I heard they also, I don't know how true it was or whether it's just like fucking bro science, that they wanted the name Beastie Boys so that it would have the same alliteration as Bad Brains because they wanted to be posted up next to them in the fucking CD stores. Beastie Boys, Bad Brains, shit like that.
Interesting.
Makes sense.
But what I was getting at is like if you look at New York in terms of like what was going on with fucking punk and hardcore, like hip hop was kind of happening at the same time, The main distinctions, like there was East Coast and West Coast stuff. A lot of the West Coast guys sample more old school funk, while the East Coast guys sample a lot of James Brown. You know, like East Coast punk was a little bit, I guess at this time, kind of happier with like the Ramones. The Ramones weren't as like pissed off as say
Yeah,
the
that's
bands
true.
we just talked about, like Black Flag. And there's like a difference between what was going on in East and West.
Yeah, they really didn't write songs called "Kill the Poor."
Yeah,
No, they just wanted to be sedated.
they were doing covers of like Del Shannon songs from the 50s and stuff like that.
Which is faster.
It's an interesting parallel, though.
They were evolved. They both were like relatively politically driven. And if
Yeah.
you look at a lot of like the old, like we talk about this once in a while in our personal time, like a lot of the old school thrash is really politically driven.
Oh, yeah.
Like early Megadeth shit, killing is my business, peace sells so
Yeah,
what?
it's
Rust
all
in
like
peace.
anti-government
It's-
kind
yeah,
of like
it's very-
talking about like Cold War kind of shit. You know, because that's the time. period
Nuclear
it came out
assault, toxic Holocaust. You
Yeah.
still see that today. Like a lot of those bands.
We should do a whole episode on hip hop, early hip hop art.
If you want, go. That's curate it, dude. Go
Yeah,
for it.
let's do it.
Are we going to talk about the Fat Boys are back? And they will never be whack. The Fat Boys are back.
Yeah.
I saw that on like the top 10 of like the worst album art of like all time.
in. That's hilarious.
We got to bring in some Biz Marquee though.
Oh, you say he's just a friend? You got what
Voice
I
of an angel.
need.
And then you take the variants in like metal subgenres, and like death metal was like more describing a Saw movie.
Yeah.
And like fucking black metal's kind of talking
Black
about
metal
like
is very anti-religion.
very
you know?
like an Omen
Yeah.
movie. If
Yeah.
you're talking about movies and the differences,
Just
Yeah.
burn some churches and worship.
it's like
Satan.
maybe instead.
I
of
mean,
saying
death metal
fuck the
has its
government,
like a certain amount of that as well. You
yeah,
know?
it
But
kind. I think it comes from the balls of fucking. What do you want to say?
It's all very
Anti-authoritarianism.
Yeah, anti-authoritarianism, anti-religion, anti-establishment, anti-society, even.
Basically,
Like,
fuck you. I'm going to do what I want to do.
yeah,
It's kind of like that main.
yeah. That main theme is running through all those genres of music. That's very
Yeah.
interesting.
Or black metal. Like the flag on the pole is like we're very specifically saying fuck you, religion. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Satan.
There's a bunch of teenage boys that were like, if we have it too good, we should burn down the churches.
Yeah. And then Dave Mustaine is like, the government is fucking stupid.
Yeah. Let me go do some heroin.
the 80s.
Oh, the 80s.
What a great time period.
Was
I love the fashion of the 80s. That
Do you think what drove most of the 80s was just crack? Just fucking
Probably
crack.
cocaine. I would
Crack
say-
and cocaine.
Yeah,
well,
crack-
cocaine was
I
more.
think,
cocaine was more 70s.
I think crack was more of a 90s thing, for sure.
No,
Crack was like end of 80s, but cocaine was like
Yeah.
if you
If you're
had
talking about
money
like
in the
freeway
80s,
Rick Ross crack era,
yeah,
that was
crack
probably
was like
late.
Crack was like
80s.
86, 87.
Yeah.
Because 70s was like the coke like highlight was like 77. If you watch the movie Blow, that's like when it really
Yeah.
started coming in.
back in the 70s, cocaine was like vitamin C. They were like, you know what? I feel peppier.
Yeah. And then they realized if you melt it down, you can smoke it.
It's easier to sell in $10 to $20 forms on the city street.
I
if
prefer
you-
my cocaine organic, thank you.
Is that baby laxatives or fucking aspirin? Either way, I don't want it. I want organic
I want the
crack.
pure organic, grass-fed cocaine.
Is this free range crack or was it?
Got some baby laxative in it.
Oh, if crack was sold at Whole Foods.
Yeah, exactly.
Great value.
Was that all we had for images, or was there more?
I believe that was so.
Oh, no,
one
this
more.
one
One more.
Slip it in.
Slip it in with a none. Yeah. It's one of those things that no press is bad press, because when all the news was like, teenagers today are listening to punk rock and thrash metal, they're telling you to hate Jesus and the government. It's a news story at 8.
Yeah.
And then every 13-year-old is like, yeah, I'm tuning in.
Well, yeah, then
Fuck
in
yeah,
the early
dude.
90s, Tipper Gore started that whole parental advisory thing, and that just made you want to listen to stuff
Yeah.
more because I had that sticker on it,
They're
right?
just like,
It just became that much cooler. Like
yeah, it's like
I think Tipper. I feel
you walk
like
through early Circuit City, and you're like, what can I find that's parental advisory?
or any CD store back then.
yeah.
It's like,
I
oh, it's
remember
got a parental advisory sticker on it. I want to check this out, even if it sucks.
I might say drop a few F-bombs.
I wonder why no one
F
just
word.
took that and made that their fucking front cover to their album. Just
Parental advisory? I feel like
just
somebody
a
did.
giant.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was
Wasn't there a
somebody
hip hop
did that.
group that did that?
What?
Possibly.
A giant parental advisory?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the cover of the album. I forget what it was. Probably nothing worth noting, but
Probably not.
NWA.
I thought NWA Ice Cube or something did something like that.
Motherfucker.
yeah, it might be. It might be one of
Easy
those.
E.
Yeah.
Because that was the main target. Of
I used to think I was because I was walking with Easy. Got gangster rap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck the police.
Yeah.
Even though we got images like this, even though a black dude came right out and said fuck the police.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we need to censor that.
Yeah, that would be a good thing to talk about, though, since we seem to be on this music artwork kick, know, or whatever.
Just opening up the areas of design and illustration as it applies to certain aspects of pop culture.
Yeah, we'll check out the cover of the Chronicle, which is just a big fucking pot leaf with.
I was gonna
Grace picture
say,
on it.
Why
dude,
not?
somebody in my neighborhood got me a copy of the Chronic on fucking cassette tape when I was 9 or 10 before I actually had a CD tape.
Yeah.
I don't remember my folks being like, "Oh, is that what Nicole got you for Christmas? Cool, let's listen to it while we go on a road trip."
Oh my god.
Niggas ain't with my holding tricks. Always on the knees because they suck your dicks. And I'm like, mom, no, forward.
Dude, I remember when
Wait.
I was in high school, my parents at the time were just like, no, you can't listen to this shit. But all my friends had it, so I wanted it more, because it was
Yeah.
parental advisory, oh,
But your friends have it, so
The
you
Chronic,
yeah,
can
dude.
but
read it.
that
Dude, the Chronic is a good
and Doggy
fucking
Style
album.
were
See-
the two albums that came out that year, and
See,
I was
I'm a few years younger than you guys, so I remember I was in 7th grade, and I'm Sorry Miss Jackson came out. And everybody was so obsessed with that, and I'm like, but there's so much better songs.
There are.
Outcast is really good.
Right, but
But-
even by Outkast, I felt like there was so much better, and everybody was obsessed with it. Everybody was singing it and blaring it on their CD players, and it was just
Dude, Bombs Over
nonstop.
Baghdad
Yes.
is a good
That's what
fucking
I'm
song.
saying.
International ground coming out.
That's what I'm saying.
Bombs over Baghdad.
We're
I
going
can't
off
relate to any of this right now.
You know-
Ooh, we should have another short thing where is this the inside of a cheese grater or the background for a rap video?
From
the
circa
late 90s.
1996. When P. Diddy, Mace, and Missy Elliott were just doing this at a camera. In a glass room.
And a real shiny room with real shiny puffy coats.
We're starting to ruin all the good jokes for our hip hop.
For a hip hop episode.
Oh, I'm sure there's more.
Oh,
So
there's
many
more.
more.
There's plenty more. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
That should be it.
Any other notes on these guys?
All right, what did we learn tonight? Glenn Danzig has a great eye for design, but he steals shit.
And he also doesn't know how to
Which-
say Samhain. He calls it Samhain.
Which is our biggest failure as designers.
We don't steal enough.
we haven't
Yeah,
stolen
I
enough.
fucking.
We haven't stolen and trademarked it.
Yeah. Yeah, that too.
So if you're out there,
You got to cash in on everybody else's hard
Yeah.
work.
Anybody got a cool design I can steal and trademark?
The Dead Kennedys are fucking awesome. And it's a real shame that 2020 matches up too much with the lyrics of a Dead Kennedys album.
Hey, 2021's just getting started, guys.
Oh,
strap
fuck.
yourselves in. It's gonna.
You
be a
better
ride.
buckle up, buckaroo. It's going to be a long year.
And Sigourney Weaver, if you're watching this, sue Glenn Danzig for stealing your face. Do it.
Kind of want a DK punk rock logo now. Tattooed on me. What I do want tattooed on me is a Minor Threat logo. I'm not really straight edge, even though I'll pour one out for my homies. but I do love that out of step, like the Black Sheep that they do. I wish it. Nah.
I know you guys are straight edge and you love not drinking, so cheers.
Yeah.
We can relate.
You can.
I don't know.
Not really. I
Out
just,
of step with the world, screaming at a wall. Fucking shit.
You go home and scream
Seeing
at walls
red?
too.
I mean, I'm just reading off fucking song titles from Minor Threat. Seeing red. Red. I'm seeing red.
All right, guys, this is getting really depressing now. So why don't we just call it a night?
yeah.
Okay, goodbye,
Yeah.
friends.
See you guys later.
Thank you for
Fine.
tuning into our punk rock episode.
Bye.
Bye. When everybody in the punk rock community is glorifying heroin because Sid Vicious dies of a